Hello and welcome. Welcome to Monique Speaks Tea Talks. I'm so excited to have you here and to have my fabulous co-panelists with me tonight. So welcome everybody. If you're joining us streaming online, we're so excited to have you here. And if you're watching the recording, then we're so glad you came back to watch this. My name is Monique Dunn and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm the founder of a therapy practice here in Houston called Destination Therapy and the founder of Monique Speaks, which is what we're here for. We're here for Tea Talks. So this series was born from really just a desire to continue conversations that I was already having outside of this, right? Whether it was with colleagues, friends, family, other moms. There's just so many near and dear topics that I feel like they deserved a platform so that we could share it with others and help people just connect and feel informed and feel not alone in the different things that we're going to talk about across the series. And tonight I'm really excited to talk about modern dating and what that means. Yeah, so tonight we're going to be diving into that topic, navigating modern dating. And we're going to talk about the challenges, the joys, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. And I can't wait to dive into some of the questions. A lot of people that registered placed some great questions. So we've incorporated some of those into tonight's Tea Talks, and then we're also going to leave room at the end for live questions that will be popping up on my iPad throughout the night. So we will do our best to get to as many of your questions and comments as possible, and if not, we'll just have to do a part 2. I think that's what it means, because I have a feeling we're going to run out of time. So first, I would like to talk about my 2 incredible panelists that I have with me, 2 women who bring experience and insight into these conversations in different ways. So first, we have Carolina. Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Can I do my little spiel about you, Carolina?
Please, I can't wait to hear it.
Okay. Carolina Romero is a licensed professional counselor at Destination Therapy who works with individuals and couples. She is the couples girly, okay? So if you need couples therapy, you know where to go. And as a bilingual Latina therapist, Carolina is passionate about destigmatizing mental health in the Latin community while creating safe and inclusive space for everyone that she works with. In a world of dating fatigue and dread, of putting yourself out there, which a lot of people talked about in the questions that came in, Carolina is dedicated to helping other people find the fun in dating again. So welcome.
That's good. You make me sound really good. I love it.
Because you are. Okay, so welcome,
Thank
Carolina.
you.
We're so happy to have you. And Adeola. Adeola is our special guest. Adeola Mosanya is a CPA with over a decade of experience.
I can't believe that.
In accounting and finance, and also brings her love for fashion and creativity to life. Inspired by culture and luxury, she launched her own women's wear line, and she now shares style tips on social media, empowering women to embrace their personal styles in ways that are both chic and financially conscious. Yes. So welcome, Adeola.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. I'm so excited. So what you can expect tonight is we are going to begin with the conversation we kind of mapped out based on your questions. We're going to integrate what we can in the live Q&A. And feel free, as we go along, please drop the questions. We will add them to the board. This space is for you and you and you. We're here, no judgment, and we want to connect with you. So we're excited to be here. So first up, let's talk about modern dating. What is modern dating? What does that mean right now? What does dating mean in this modern world?
Yeah, I think modern dating just refers to the fact that dating has changed so much over the years, right? The way that we date is not the same way our parents, grandparents dated. So just kind of navigating all the changes that, have come over the years as far as dating and finding a potential partner goes. That's what I think of when I think of modern dating.
And even what romance is. Like, I think if you asked our great-grandparents what is romance, and then you asked a 20-year-old what is romance.
True.
It'd be a lot different.
Definition. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So when I think about dating, I'm married now, and so I think about like my last first date. Yeah. And I met my husband and I was just so nervous. And I think something that I navigated a lot with first dates was just the angst. And I'm a very outgoing, confident person. Like, I feel like I felt like I had a good sense of self, but there was something about meeting someone with no idea of how it's going to go. Are they going to like me? Am I going to like them? Like, what's the vibe? And that always felt a little bit anxiety provoking for me. So what is the question there? I guess, like, how do you overcome the nerves and the anticipation that come before a first date? Or it might not even be the first date, like the first few dates or many dates.
Yeah. I think I'll go first. I think some of that can be about, number one, nerves are totally fine and totally normal, right? But also, what would it be like to shift the nerves into just excitement, right? This could be a really exciting date that you go on. You could meet someone really great. That's why we go on dates, right? A lot of us are looking to finally, meet someone that can be the person, right? That's what we're looking for. And so, best case scenario, you meet someone really wonderful and you're set for life. Worst case scenario, you might just have, like, hopefully at least an average time.
Yeah.
You
like,
know?
pleasant.
Yeah, a pleasant time. And so validating, like, yes, it's okay to be nervous, but also it's okay to be excited. We can turn the nerves into excitement and just go into it with a more positive outlook.
Yeah. And as a therapist, I feel like we talk to our clients all the time about nervous system regulation, and sometimes our body doesn't know the difference between feeling that stress and interpreting it as, am I excited or am I anxious?
Yeah. Like, maybe we're just excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love, like, reframing it as well, because it's like, what about bringing hope into it? Because I think a lot of people are, like, very feel hopeless about dating.
Yeah.
So if you reframe it as excitement, like, oh, maybe, like, this person will be the one, and yeah, you just never know.
And like, maybe you'll just have really good steak or really good pizza.
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
know? Like,
Maybe
that's
it's a good conversation.
Maybe they'll pay for dinner, cheeky cocktail.
Yeah.
Great. I'll be home in my pajamas by 10:30.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not putting too much pressure.
Yeah.
And with that, so what if it's not going well? How do people handle the ick? Because I feel like that's a thing now. Like, people get the ick real quick.
I really like to tell my clients, like, go on the first date, have an open mind, and only focus on whether you would want to go on a second date with them. I feel like we get so caught up in, is this person my future husband or my
Too
future
many
wife?
steps ahead.
Yeah. And really, all you need to be thinking about during your first date is, would I do this again? And maybe they did something. They gave you some sort of ick. Maybe they hold their knife weird. I don't know.
Maybe they eat loudly.
Oh.
Well, that's like a real...
Smacking.
That's a real one.
That could be really tough.
Eating with your mouth open?
Yeah. Maybe there's a misunderstanding. Like, I think some people get the ick from things that they don't fully understand. So leaving room.
Yeah. Also, not everybody gets to show up fully as themselves on a first date. Like, people get nervous, you know what I mean? And so I think there's a lot that you can tell from a first date with someone, but I think a second date can really give you a good idea or a better idea of, okay, this is who this person is, with a little bit less, like nerves. Like, we got the first date out of the way. Let's do this again.
That's good advice.
Such a good
Yeah.
point to have.
Yeah, I encourage people, like, if you had a decent, like a great to just like a decent time, go on the second date.
Yeah.
If it was terrible, you don't have to do it again. But even if it was just okay, give it a second date, see what happens.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you're both busy people, right? You've got professional jobs, you've got your personal life, you've got adult responsibilities, and the people want to know, how do you balance it all?
I believe that you make time for what you make time for. So like, if dating is something that you want to do, or like you've met someone, no matter how busy you are, like, you would make time for it. I think it doesn't have to be hours upon hours if you don't have that, but maybe it's like an hour a day or whatever it is, or whichever way that you two decide to communicate. You make time for what you make time for. So
being intentional and setting time aside, if you want to date, to put yourself out there, and if you haven't met someone yet, putting yourself out there to meet people.
Yeah, like, go out. Leave your house, please. Please, like, tell
your
your
house.
leave
Get
the
out your
house.
pajamas.
Right. Yeah.
And that's coming from a girl who likes to be inside. But seriously, leave your house. Also, a good way is letting the people around you know that, like, you know, you're interested in dating and like you're interested in one day getting married. Being introduced to someone is a good way to meet people.
That's so true.
And plus, like, hopefully you have a good set of friends or people around you. They vetted this person before they put them in front of you. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And it may also be less intimidating if you're getting set up by somebody that you know and trust a little. Like, hey, they probably know what I might be looking for. Like, maybe it's less daunting than like a online date, for example.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a resource that often goes like unused. Yeah. But just because we know that we're actively dating doesn't mean that our friends are necessarily thinking about it. I mean, great friends if they are, you know what I mean? But it's okay to just remind them.
Give them a little nudge.
Hey, if you know someone,
hey, I'm looking.
You know, that one guy, what's he up to? You know, just
I love that.
Putting it out there.
Okay, so I know my NYU fam are in the house because I got a question from Fanny who said, what about dating while married? And my understanding of this, knowing the person that asked the question, is you're in a monogamous marriage and you want to date who you're married to, just so we're clear, right? So dating your spouse, I think that's such a good question because a lot of people, you know, they get comfortable. They get real comfortable. So I'll speak to it as somebody who's married. I feel like it takes a lot of intention. And sometimes you can't wait for the spark, for the moment to feel like going on a date. Like, you just need to plan it. You just need to get organized, look at the shared calendar. Hopefully there is a shared calendar by now if that's your spouse. And you figure out when you're going to go on dates. If childcare is required, you know, when you're doing your budgeting, think about, okay, we want to go on this many dates per month. And we need to budget for the childcare because it's so easy to just be busy and just stay home. And yeah, like Netflix and chill can be cute. But like every now and then, I think it's important to prioritize it. So just like you said earlier, we make time for what we make time for. So let's keep dating our spouses.
Yeah. How do you keep the spark though? I'm learning from you.
No, this is such a good question. And I think, you know, did you want to say something?
Go ahead.
Well, okay, as a therapist that works with couples, you know, I think that there's a shift in relationships, right? Like, we know what the beginning of a relationship feels like, and it's exciting and it's fun and a lot of things come naturally. And that shifting doesn't have to mean that the relationship is in shambles or that things are, you know, taking a negative turn. It's just the shifting nature of relationships. So the spark might look different. It might look a little bit more intentional. But I think that there's a lot of excitement in knowing, you know, my partner is willing to sit with me and budget childcare so we can go on a date night. You know what I mean? It's maybe not spontaneous, but there's something really romantic, I think, about intentionality.
Yeah,
you
being
know, this
intentional
is
and showing this a priority.
Yeah, a priority. This is something that my partner cares about so much that we're, you know, they're making an effort, right? And so I think couples, as they settle into their relationship, they just have to figure out, you know, what works for them and how to make time for it, right? You make time for, this is the theme, the bottom line, you make time for what's important to you.
That's what we should call the tea talks. That should have been
apparently.
What are you making time for, y'all? What are you making time for?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And also, don't skimp out on the compliments. Remember to tell your partner they look good. They sounded so great when they talked about this thing with confidence.
Yeah.
They were so kind, they were so patient and loving, right? We have a baby at home right now, and you know what? Babies and toddlers will test your patience. And so it's important for me to give feedback to my husband to be like, you are so patient with her. Like, that is so great. And like, look how safe she feels with you. Because when a kid screaming, you know, it's easy to lean into that energy. And so
Yeah.
if you have kids, I think it's important, you're constantly self-regulating, because it's our job, I feel, to help them regulate. And that's tiring. So if you see your partner doing that, like, make sure that you compliment them on it, and you admire them, show them, tell them. I think that's important.
Yeah. And I think just also always being curious, right? We can also, and I'm thinking more so for like long-term couples, right? You can get into the space of, I know my partner, I know what they like and what they don't like, but we're ever changing, ever evolving people, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, they know I appreciate them.
right.
Did you tell them
Yeah. They know that I
Did you
love
tell
them. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I think part of keeping the spark alive is just always being curious about your partner, and always
That's
being
true.
open to learning more about who they are today and what works for them today.
Keep the butterflies alive.
Yeah. And like, go find them. They might not always show up.
Dig them up.
So you gotta
Find them.
Yeah. They're in there somewhere.
looking.
You gotta try something different. I don't know.
Yeah. I love that. So part of modern dating, you know, we had a viewer question that I think was really relevant to today's dating landscape, we could call it. And the question was, how do you date in the modern digital world? How do you date in the modern digital world, where people want Instagram handles or Snapchat? You know, they want those kind of things instead of your phone number, or even like initiating a date first. And so then you're getting this curated online version of the person and not necessarily the real version. How do you navigate that?
I think people use the Instagram thing as like a filter to filter first, like, you know, do I really want to give you my number or not? Although, like, I don't know, for me, like, if giving my number went left, I would just block first. I always have the option to just not respond.
So you're not worried about giving your number. You feel like you should leave with numbers.
It just depends. Actually, it depends.
Yeah.
Depends.
I think I've definitely been on dates where I'm like, I'll give you my Instagram. And I understand, you know, the implications of it, but I think for a lot of women, or I mean a lot of people, but I think traditionally women, like, it can be a bit of a safety measure as well. Like, I know that there's been people like, we just went on one date, I don't actually know you, so I don't know that I want you to have my number, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's important that we all check in with ourselves before we're dating, and it might look different with each person that you meet, but checking in with yourself regularly, like, what do I feel comfortable with, rather than going with the tide. If they suggest it, okay, you just give it. Figuring out what your boundaries are, because you always want to feel safe and empowered when you're dating or in any given situation. So I definitely used to lean towards, if I wasn't feeling the person, I'd be like, you can have my Instagram.
But sometimes I would be interested in someone. I'm just also just playing it safe, you know, but also to kind of lean into the other aspect of the question of, like, you know, the curated aspect of it. That is one of the components of dating online, right? Is that there is a persona that is being put out there, whether it's Instagram or a dating apps, but you get to choose when you want to ask someone out. You know what I mean? If you want to just go straight into, you know, arranging to meet someone in person, then you can bypass that. Or if you want to get to know someone online first, like, that's also okay. It's just about what feels comfortable to you.
I would say it's a good idea to meet the person. I'm not saying you need to match and meet the next day, but what I have seen is, you know, swiping, it depersonalizes the human experience of dating. And I think that if you stay in the online realm for too long, then you're missing out on, is there a connection or not? You know, and I also think there's a benefit of getting to know somebody first, whether it's phone calls, messages. Like, I think there's a benefit to it, and especially removing the physical aspect. The physicality isn't there if you're not in person. But I do think it's important to just meet, to see if there's a spark. Don't linger in the online for too long, right? Because I think we can get lost in that. And like this person said, like the persona. You know,
but I'm
what's
also
the vibe?
I'm also wondering though, like, because like sometimes people post a lot on Instagram, so I'm wondering, how much you're filtering, because like you're letting people know exactly like kind of like your routine, like and like what
so you like
do
to see like
and
how
where
you
go,
moving, like how is this
right,
person moving online, how much should they share,
like
it can show you a lot.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the real them, it's showing you like how they're
part of
choosing
them.
to present online.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, I think people feel very strongly about either or. I know people who like, they don't want to text back and forth in a dating app. They want to go on a date and just see what happens. And there's people who find a lot of comfort in just messaging back and forth,
Like feeling it
for a
out.
little bit
Yeah.
and feeling it out. So I think again, it's just what works for you.
Yeah, figure out
Yeah.
what works for you.
And then do that.
Yeah, it's good to have the conversation still, because then it helps you filter out like, do I even want to like
Meet this person.
This
Do I want to
person
give you
or
my
not?
time?
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, don't let it linger.
stay in
a-
there.
there's a
There's a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And check in with yourself on that. Because I think sometimes the decision fatigue can come when you've got 57 profiles that you're interacting with, and it's confusing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I also feel like it's just better to date one person at a time. Like I am not. I'm like,
But what if they want 57 profiles?
like that? But I feel like that's what leads to people thinking that they have more, like so many options, or you get
Yeah.
confused because you're like, oh well,
it can be
this one, or
confusing.
like now you're confused and you can't make a decision.
Yeah.
So then you make no decision at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you do want to be intentional in where you put your energy. I will say, thinking of my clients and some of the people that I work with, sometimes I tell people, like, actually, you should date multiple people at the same time, which is not the same as 57.
Don't limit yourself too much.
Getting
if that's
into
important.
Yeah, some people need to get into the practice of saying no to things and walking away from people once they're not the right fit for them. And so there's something very healthy about the experience of not putting your eggs in one basket so that you're not settling.
Yeah,
Right.
settling or
Yeah.
putting too much pressure and expectation on this one person.
Yeah.
So I would say, for my my personal professional opinion, maybe have like 2 or 3 people.
But so what?
A
At what
little
point do you
rotation.
like
Yeah.
filter it out and like, okay, you're like, okay.
Well, that's where
I'm
the
liking
checking in
this
with
person.
yourself goes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like meeting and feeling that connection. That's what I would say. Like, do
Yeah.
you feel a connection, or are you just having comfort in having someone ask you how your day is?
Yeah.
You know.
So is that dating or talking? Because I feel like people
Oh,
have like there's so many terms. Like there's like dating, there's talking, there's courting, there's
And also, but also to your point, like, how do you know? Like, who's here showing me what I need to see? You know what I mean? Like, who? Because I don't know if everybody's experienced this, but this is a common experience, right? You meet someone on a dating app, and you might really hit it off, and then 3 months in, you're like, what's happening? What are we doing? You know what I mean? So if you're looking for intentionality, if you're looking for the effort, if you're looking for someone who's serious about our relationship, they're going to show you. You know what I mean? So it's about keeping your options open in that I'm going to find someone who's a really great fit for me. And, hopefully the turnout, the end result is that they show you that, you see it, and you're able to say, okay, I'm ready to make this decision. Like, I don't need.
So do you think that's when you then have the hard questions in the beginning? Like, just ask them the really hard questions. It's like, listen, I'm not here to waste my time.
Yeah.
Like, if we're not aligned, then it's cool. We can go our separate ways, and that's all right.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have more questions we got to get to.
Okay.
Let's talk about culture and identities and boundaries a little bit here. So how do culture and identity shape the way that you've approached dating, or that somebody might approach dating?
I think it shapes a lot of it. An example would be like when to introduce your significant other to your parents. I know, like, well, I can't speak for all, but I know within my culture, I've heard a lot of people say, unless like we're getting married, there's, like, or unless I know like it's very serious.
And I think it's also about, how you show up in dating. And I think it can also help you shape, what am I looking for in a potential partner, right? Our culture, you know, is our experiences, our values, it all comes together, right? So, you know, showing up into the dating scene secure in who you are and what you bring to the table and what you're looking for in a partner and what you want to see, you know, there's no way that culture doesn't influence that, whether we think about it or not. Right?
Yeah. And then how do you navigate challenges when your culture and your actual preference clash?
That's where you have to put your foot down and have your boundaries.
Oof, my favorite word.
Especially with your family. Like if it's like from a family perspective, it's like, okay, this is what we're doing. It's either you're coming along or you're not. Because at the end of the day, like you're the one who's going to live with this person. And I feel like you've got to do what is best for you and what's going to bring you joy. It's like, yeah, family's important, but you know, they're not living with them, so they've got to go along with, in my opinion, they've got to go along with your final decision.
And that can take a lot of time, a lot of courage and bravery and sometimes sacrifice. But I think going back to what you said about knowing yourself and hopefully helping the people that may not agree and it may feel like you're clashing with them because it's a cultural norm or expectation, like helping them try and see your point of view and your experience, or helping them see the person for who they are, right? Maybe they're from a different culture, or maybe they're just not what they expected, right? And I feel like I've supported a lot of clients, particularly from the LGBTQ community, who have to navigate this stark difference of what their families had in mind for them versus what is their truth. And so, yeah, the work starts here, right? Of like really knowing ourselves first.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of tough conversations you got to have with yourself if you want to go into dating in a really mindful and authentic way, right? As in, what is important to me? What do I want to find in someone else? And what happens if I meet someone who's really great, but they are from a different culture? And where is the wiggle room? What's the flexibility here? You know, like I know, you know, a really big thing that I think about, right? And for a lot of the clients I work with, I work with a lot of Latinas and Latinos, right? And so, you know, coming from a bilingual household, is it important that your partner speaks the language, right? Is it important that they know how to make the food, that they want to go hang out with the family, right? So these are all things that you want to think about because they're going to shape your view on what you're looking for in someone.
And I will say, you might think something is really important,
but it's not.
And then you meet the one, and you're like, who cares about that, right? So it's okay to still, you know, you might have your non-negotiables. That's okay. You might have a really long list of things that are requirements, but I think it's important to go into dating open-minded because the person that you end up falling in love with on paper may look very different to who you had thought you were going to end up with, right?
This is something actually I work a lot into my sessions with clients who are single. Like they don't have an issue coming in saying, Carolina, I've got my list of non-negotiables. Like people are doing that on their own. So I really encourage clients to make a list of what their negotiables, like where can you be flexible, you know, because there's absolutely non-negotiables and you should know those. But if your partner or this person ends up really loving country music and you don't like country music, can you live with it? And then,
how often do they play it?
You know, and
do they listen to music all day? Right.
It really depends, right? But you know, if you meet someone and they're so great, and they just happen to like country music,
you're gonna be learning the line dances before you know it.
Yeah. What if there's some balance here?
I don't know. This also makes me think of like the fact of like who you are today is not necessarily who you're going to be like 10, 15 years from now. So also thinking about how this person will evolve with you.
Come on.
Yeah.
Longevity.
No, that's
Yes,
good.
longevity.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's spoken like a therapist, Adeola. That's,
really?
that's good.
Wow.
That's really good.
Change of careers.
Yeah, because
Perhaps.
also in a healthy relationship, like you do want to be influenced by your partner. It's okay for your partner to influence you. You know, that happens naturally. Like, you know, you date someone and then you end up liking the things that they like as well, or you know, you end up using their slang or what have you. Like that is a healthy component of a relationship.
100%.
Yeah.
Before my husband met me, he thought he had a good English accent. And then I influenced him to understand he does not have a good English accent.
Yeah.
But it's true. We, you know, John and Julie Gottman, they are the founders of Gottman Method, which is a type of couples therapy. We reference it a lot in our practice, and there is one of the principles of making marriage work, according to them, is letting your partner influence you. And I think it's really important, and I think it goes back to that piece of like, don't forget to say you're grateful, don't forget to compliment, don't forget that they actually have something to offer us, right? And allow them to offer that. It doesn't mean they're teaching us and making us bend to them, you know, but really being open to the gifts that they're bringing to the relationship.
That's very
to help it prosper.
Yeah.
Okay, more questions.
Okay.
We have lots of questions from our viewers, so thank you for everybody who's posted questions. What advice would you give someone who's starting to take dating seriously and wants to put themselves out there? Now, a few people asked variations of this, but I'm curious about people who are dating like later in life, or it's been a while since they've dated.
Yeah.
Who wants to take that?
I.e. me.
Okay. How does someone do that?
I think building your confidence first and foremost, and also I think it's really important that you get very comfortable in who you are first, and you accept you first, and you love yourself first before expecting someone else to come in and love you. Because I also think that you kind of attract like what you emit, right? So if you emit self-confidence, the type of person who's going to approach you is going to be very different if you're like low confidence. Also, another aspect of this is invest in yourself, invest in your wardrobe, take care of yourself, get your hair done, get your nails done, get your facials if that's your thing. Look good for you, you know. And then
because you're gonna
I think
walk
it attracts-
different.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're gonna show up differently if you're confident in yourself and how you're presenting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you're going into a job interview, you're not going to go like just looking, you know, with no effort, unironed clothes, didn't brush your
So put
hair.
yourself together
Yeah,
with
you put
pride.
yourself together. And then when you do that, you feel good about yourself. I don't know if you guys have ever had where you have like a bad day and you're like, oh, and you put on a cute outfit, you're like, my day just got a little bit brighter.
It's okay.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think what's interesting for me is thinking about this, you know, when navigating the thoughts that we often have of like how we used to look, right? This is somebody who's dating later in life. It's really important that we can accept the different stages that we're in. And that's not to say we shouldn't have goals and have self-improvement, right? I was just talking to Adeola before we came on, right? My outfit didn't work because I'm in a postpartum body now and it looks different and I'm like in between, right? I've lost some weight, but the previous clothes still don't fit and I'm in between and it fits different. And like, I actually am okay with where I'm at in my body, but it's taken a lot of work to be okay with that. And I think, especially as women, there's so much pressure to look a certain way. And a lot of us get stuck of like, oh, the 21-year-old version of me. Yeah, you don't look like the 21-year-old because you're not 21 anymore.
Right.
Life has happened, right?
Yeah.
And so really finding ways, again, loving yourself, self-accepting, yes, but particularly reminding yourself that it's important at each stage of life each stage of our body as it transforms and evolves over the years to love it and reinvest, right? The clothes don't fit, it doesn't feel good. Maybe that's a project. Maybe you're going to reinvent your style and you're going to try different cuts and different, this is your area, but you're going to try different things because it's going to work differently. And I think there's actually something really exciting about that if we approach it in the right way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like how you bring up, Adeola, also that this doesn't have to be, a super expensive investment. Like there are ways where you can, pour into yourself and maybe, invest in some pieces, what have you, in a way that's not kind of break the bank also. Because I hear this a lot, right? This is one of the biggest barriers of people will have is, I can't really afford to go buy myself a whole new wardrobe, right? But you can get creative.
Key pieces. Capsule wardrobe. That's what the girlies call it.
I don't know what capsule wardrobe means.
Wardrobe.
Oh, no.
Basics.
That's what the girlies say.
Oh, okay. Because the basics build up. The basics build up the closet. I remember one time a friend of mine was actually like, you feel like you don't have clothes because you don't have enough basics, which is true. Because like you can dress up a t-shirt in so many different ways. You can dress up a pair of slacks like in so many different ways. So having the basics, build up on that. And then I would also say experimenting and figuring out what looks good on you and like how it makes you feel.
And we talked about social media earlier. Be careful who you're following and who you're being influenced by. Cleanse it out. Cleanse it out.
Follow people that
if it is
look
not
like
serving
you.
you, follow people that look like you. Follow people with curves. Follow people, if you've got jiggle in areas you're not feeling good about, go follow people that have that same jiggle. Right? And watch them work those outfits and show you how you can style it 5 different ways. There are so many people out there now with confidence in every body size, every skin tone. That's one of the best things about social media, I think, is that it's made these people visible. And we're not alone. There will be people that look like you. So please go and look for that. If you are just following a certain body type, a certain type of look, and you're not feeling good about yourself because of that, cleanse it out.
And I also want to say accepting like because we're I think part of the beauty of life is that we are all created like differently. And embracing that difference because it's a good thing. It makes the world interesting. So really just embracing like who you are. And for me, from a faith perspective, like embracing who, if you're a person of faith, embracing who God has like called you to be, and not comparing your body to someone else because our bodies do a lot. Like it's incredible what the human body does. So give ourselves
more grace.
More grace.
And that's something I like to work with clients as well, and just taking our image, our body image out of the equation, not necessarily completely. Maybe it's more so about recognizing that we're more than just our physical body, right? Can you go on this date and really focus on the person in front of you and how they're making you feel and what they're saying? Can you focus on how much fun you are hopefully having? You know what I mean? By all means, of course, we all have our own relationship with our bodies, and sometimes it's great and sometimes it's not. It's okay to acknowledge that, and you can still have a life outside of your body image, and it's tough work sometimes, but it's possible for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
And I think, and I know we've been on this question for a minute, but I think another really important part of dating at any stage of your life is also just fully embracing it. Like you hear so much of people, or I see it with clients. I don't know if I'm sure you've seen this too, Monique. Like people feel a little bit ashamed to say that they're dating or they're looking to date or that they want to find a partner. There's a lot of hush-hush about, I'm on dating apps or, really looking to find someone. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to put yourself out there and wanting to start over or start late, right? If this is something that you want, can you work towards just full send, like fully embracing it and just putting yourself out there and having no shame about it, because it clouds the experience, right? Dating should be fun.
And dating isn't just for young people. Dating can be for anybody that's looking, right? And I think that's important.
I love to see like the older couples that fall in love. I'm like,
there's no timeline, you know what I mean? There's no rule that says that it's shameful to date after your 30s or when you're 35 or 55, you know what I mean?
Or 85.
Who doesn't want want someone to share their life with. If that's something that you want, then you deserve to go out and get it, and there's no shame about it.
One of my favorite TV shows, whenever I go back home, that's my comfort show when I'm in England. It's called First Dates, and it's a reality show, and they matchmake couples and they send them on a first date. And so the whole show is in the restaurant, and you hear them like going on their first date, and you get to be privy to it. And they always have such a diverse range of people that are getting matched up, and it's just so cute. And there's usually every episode like some 90-year-old that's like lost their partner of 70 years, and it's just like, oh my gosh, yes, go to the theatre together, yes. You know, it was so sweet.
Yeah.
All right, thinking about dating and putting yourself out there. Specifically, somebody asked about dating at a later age, and I would say, you know, when I think about that, there's probably different priorities and different needs that you may have. So my advice is don't be afraid to ask the big questions early on. There's a lot of taboo around talking about if you want kids or marriage, or if you already have kids, or if you have been married. And, you know, transparently, like on my first date with my husband, I asked him a lot of big questions because I felt like I'd been wasting my time. Dating in New York City is notoriously bad, okay? If you're in New York, there is hope.
Is it as bad as Houston?
I think it's just bad. I haven't dated in Houston.
I hear,
But it was just like, oh my gosh, these people don't want the same thing. And so it's not that I asked, do you want to marry me on the first date?
Yeah, right.
Do you want my child? No, of course not. But I got a gauge of what this person is looking for and what their desires are out of a relationship. Are they even wanting a relationship? Or they just want to grab lunch and hook up, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, that was really helpful to have that. And I actually found it very grounding.
Yeah.
So I would say don't be afraid. Make sure you do it in the right way, but don't be afraid to ask big questions early on, especially if you're dating later in life. You know, maybe you don't want to waste 6 months with somebody who doesn't want the same things.
Yeah. And especially, you know, I think a lot of people have a hard time with that in the sense that they don't want to scare someone away or come off too strong.
Rejection.
But the reality is if something is important to you, then you deserve to bring it up. And if this person's immediately freaked out by it, then there's a good chance they might not be the person for you.
Yeah.
Right? If you scare them off asking them about marriage, then maybe you don't want the same thing, you know, or maybe your timelines even are misaligned, and that's okay. Now you know. You know, speaking on rejection, you know, this is another, I think, really important part of dating to consider is that most people are going to be a no. Right? Rejection is a part of dating, and it doesn't have to be the most fun and enjoyable part of dating. We don't have to love it, right? But we can go into dating just understanding that it's a part of the process.
And it's okay.
And it's a necessary part of the process. You gotta learn how to tell people no so that you can find the person that could be a yes. Or even like a, so far so good.
Maybe I'll take the second date.
Yeah, you need just one, like, in my mind, I'm like, it's just one person. You need just one person. You don't need to match with like 10 different people.
Exactly.
You're looking for one. So
Yeah, you're not going to be for everybody. Everybody's not going to be for you, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
You know?
So what small practical steps can help people feel more comfortable initiating conversations or going out onto a date?
I love a pre-date ritual.
Ooh.
Are we playing music? Are we getting dressed? Like, what is the what?
Like a
what's
hype
the
playlist.
vibe?
Yes.
What is the vibe? You know, are we having some fun with ourselves before? Are we channeling this like nervous energy somewhere?
I like that.
I think that can be so fun. That has definitely been my go-to, you know, in the past as well. And if that's not your vibe, then okay, can we find a way to cope and regulate? If we're leaning more towards like I really don't feel good about this. I'm very, very anxious, very nervous. Okay, then can we bring ourselves down?
Yeah.
Kind of going off like two ends of the spectrum. It's like, can we bring ourselves down, or also can we pump it up?
Pump it up. Yeah.
And I think, you know, the importance of self-regulation is coming up again.
Yeah.
And, you know, therapy is available, y'all. Like, you can work with a therapist to help you on that and help build those skills to notice what's going on in your body and to notice what you need in that moment to self-regulate. And that is golden.
Yeah.
Any other tips?
Pick a cute outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say,
Yeah.
and I want to know what you think, Adeola. Like, yes, experiment with your outfits and choose the one that you know works for you for the date.
Yeah,
like
I
maybe the
agree.
first date is not the time to experience with this new top
Yeah.
that you feel sucked
That you
into.
feel sucked into.
You know what I mean?
Or a new pair of heels that you haven't broken in.
Yeah, your standing jeans when
Yeah.
you're going to be sitting and eating. You
Yeah.
know what those feel like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like take the
Be
time to
comfortable.
experiment.
Be comfortable in yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and lean into your personal style so you can feel like you.
And I don't know, what about, okay, because this person also mentioned like initiating conversations, I'm guessing through a dating app or even through text. I like the approach of just, you know, being fun with it, having some fun with it, you know, showing a little bit of your personality. That's kind of tough in dating apps sometimes because sometimes people give you a hey and you might be
Yeah.
like, I don't know what to do with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do with that.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
Hey!
And
Yeah. So I would
Yeah.
encourage just, you know, taking it a step further, right? Like making sure that you're opening the door to some sort of conversation. It doesn't have to be a big conversation, but I don't know, like if it's on a dating app, you know, commenting on someone's prompt, commenting on a picture, wow, you know.
I like the idea of like having like a list of like questions that you want to know. Like
Funny you should say that.
Like keeping them. I don't know.
Actually, no, seriously, it's funny because we did not bring this up before. We have a fabulous intern, Juliana, and she's been working with us on creating screensavers that have question prompts for the date. So you can just do a little tap on your phone, and then you've got some questions ready to go. So it takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
And our guests will be receiving that. So
Yeah.
that's exciting.
That's a good idea.
That's really
Such
funny.
a fun idea.
And just like taking the time, if you're on a dating app, to really curate the profile. Like if anyone that's been on dating apps, you know, they've seen the answers. Love tacos, love to travel, love football, which is great if you love all those things, right? But it's like, can you get more creative with what you put out there so that you are also inviting these kinds of conversations?
Yeah.
Like some people, I don't know, I've been on dating apps before, right? And I've seen profiles and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this profile.
Yeah.
Everybody loves
Just
tacos.
basic. Yeah,
And
basic.
El Tiempo. You know what I mean? So like what
We are in Texas.
can we take it up? Like what can I grab onto on
Yeah.
this dating profile? Because someone can be really attractive, but what else can I comment on other than, oh, you look good. Okay,
It's like,
it's cool.
I look good too.
Yeah,
Like-
Try and stand out.
like,
Try and
yeah.
make it personally you.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got just under 15 minutes left.
Okay.
Oh wow.
How are you feeling?
Good.
I feel like I could keep going for a long
Conversation,
time.
like-
I think we might need a part
Really in a little
two.
bit, yeah.
So I have some questions for my guests. Kiana asked, how do you navigate dating when there's such polarization in the world right now?
I think this goes back to like being really grounded in what you want. And also the part about asking the right questions. Because when I'm asking questions, I'm trying to get an idea of how you think, of your mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think having important conversations, getting a feel for this other person, and also understanding that there's no right or wrong approach to dating here. I mean, you know, there's people who want to date someone who's going to challenge their views and challenge them, and they can engage in, you know, healthy debates, and that's really great. And there's people who don't want to have to debate their partner in their own household. Also great. You know, neither one is better than the other. It's just about what matters to you. So that kind of also goes back to the list of what are your negotiables and what are your non-negotiables. You get to pick.
And I think with the current political climate and just the tension, you can like feel it in the air. You know, it's okay to not want to have that kind of conflict in your relationship.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that your partner needs to align with every single thing that you believe.
Right.
But I think it is okay to have preference and align with certain values and things that are going to come up.
Yeah. You know, if that feels too forward, and if people have a hard time navigating, like, how do I bring this up, you can also be slight with it and just see what happens. Like, yeah, you know, I love Chapel Roan, and then just seeing what happens. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, you know, I went to this queer bar, you know, and then just see how this
Just
person
see how they react.
responds, you know, just see what happens, you know,
Yeah.
and be
Just
like,
feel it out.
like, yes, my name is Carolina. And then just kind of see, you know, like you can put feelers out there and see how people, my name is Adeola, and then just see how people respond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To see.
I think when you let people talk,
Yeah.
you just listen. You're like,
Really listen. Just really listen.
like you'll get a good.
Yeah.
If you listen for
if you
it,
listen, you'll
know what you need to
By
know.
all means, you can be forward with these questions, but if that feels like a lot, you can find some ways to put it out there.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, Wendelin and Lisa both asked about dating with intention. Any pointers?
I don't know. I guess from my perspective, like a big part of that is faith. For me, like prayer, because I feel like, you know, from a faith perspective, like, you know, if you have a desire and God sees that desire, then he's going to make it come to pass for you. And then also putting yourself like in the right spaces, working on yourself, working on you, going to therapy. It's really important. I guess this is just like personal experience. What else? Dating with intention.
Or deciding to date again.
Yeah, or deciding to date again. Like, I took like 3 or 3.5 years off of dating.
So you just said, I'm not dating right now.
Yeah.
So not dating with intention too is a thing.
And that was very, very intentional, because I think that there were things that I needed to work on and things that needed to happen within me before I stepped out to that again. So yes, it's also okay. I say that to say it's also okay to take a break, because there's a lot of people who are very tired.
I think that's such a great tip, because, you know, I think you can hear this a lot in just regular conversation. We talk about dating apps and we're rolling our eyes, you know, and it's tough out there, and, you know, dating sucks and all of this stuff. And if this is your mindset, then maybe right now is not the time for you to be dating, and that's okay. You know, again, this is my go-to always. Like, dating should be fun, you know, it should be a fun experience, something that you look forward to. Is every part of dating fun? Maybe not, right? Like, we go back to rejection and you know, the countless swiping. Like, not every part has to be really great, but this should be a fun process. This should be something that adds to your life. And if you're finding yourself, like, you know, dreading scrolling on an app or going out to the bar, then don't. Take some time off, recenter, and then whenever you feel ready, go for it, right? But go for it with intention. Go for it mindfully. Go for it knowing that this is what you want to be doing. Because you don't have to be dating if you don't want to be dating. That's also okay. Right?
And I think it's really useful to have time where you're not intentionally looking constantly, right? Like what you did, Adeola, I think is great, and a lot of people could probably benefit from that, of like taking a step back, pause, work on themselves, figure out what they're looking for, maybe find a hobby or focus on their career. And there's other things. We are so dimensional. So I really like that you chose to share that with us, that you can also not date with intention, and that's an important part of a lot of people's process into feeling ready for that next stage if they think, okay, now is the time.
But then not also completely shutting yourself out too. I think, I think like you should
open
also,
to
you should be open, like maybe leave the door ajar, like a little, you know, like, and I said hope earlier, like still having that hope and not being, because I hear like a lot of like negative discourse around dating. I won't repeat some of the things I've said, I've heard, but like shifting that mindset too, because like, I mean, if that's how you feel, then I feel like that's just all all you're gonna
attract.
Like when people say I'll say it. They'll be like, there's pee in the dating pool. I was like, there's no pee in my dating pool.
My.
Like, awful. You haven't heard that? Oh my God. I'm like, no. I'm like, there's champagne in my dating pool.
That's
Like,
right.
not that. Like, no.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Taken care
Because like I feel like when you go in with that mindset, then that's all you're going to attract.
Tainted.
It's tainted because like
That's not
you're
good.
jaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody,
Yeah.
so Jasmine asked about red flags and green flags while dating. I honestly feel like that's a bit of a red flag. If somebody is going into dating thinking this is going to be terrible,
Yeah.
maybe they're not in the right place.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to take a pause.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they need to do some self-work. Or maybe they just had some really bad experiences and they need to heal from it, right? But that still might mean
Which
a
is
pause.
okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But what would you say are some other red flags and green flags?
I think the first, like, I want to shout this from the rooftops, is it's okay if your first date is not fireworks, right? Like, we know what passionate feels like, or, you know, some of us have experienced it and it can be really fun, right? But that's not the, you know, make or break factor of a healthy, happy relationship. If you go on a first date and you feel safe and you feel calm and you feel at peace, that's really great. You know what I mean? And that's a very different
the
feeling.
green flag.
Yeah, that is the green flag. You know, I saw, this was a notification on CoStar, so do with that information what you will. But I got it a few years ago and it said that love doesn't have to feel like dancing on tables. Love can also feel like clean towels.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. You
Oh,
know?
that is good.
I know.
Wait, say that one more time.
Yeah, like love isn't dancing on tables. Love is the feeling of clean towels.
Oh my God, that is so deep.
Yeah, I know. I really liked it. I really, because you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
passion can be so fleeting, and
Yeah.
you might have
Yeah.
chemistry and passion with someone who long term isn't the right fit for you. So while it can be really fun and it can be really shiny and really distracting, what I hope that people go out and look for is just, do I feel at peace with this person? Do I feel calm?
And if we're associating that feeling where maybe our nervous system is not regulated with love, we might want to do some work in therapy about what we're associating with love, right?
Yeah.
If we're thinking that it always has to feel passionate or there always needs to be fighting.
Right.
You know,
Fighting is
it's-
crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people chase that energy.
Yeah, that's
and that
crazy.
is not
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
love,
Yeah,
right?
it's
And
not.
so I think we have to really do the work to identify and be okay with what love looks like and feels like. And sometimes it is mundane in some ways, and that's okay. It doesn't all have to be passion and fireworks all the time.
Yeah.
So
Agree.
true.
Yeah. I love that quote.
Fold them towels.
Yeah, I'll send you a screenshot. I took a screenshot
Yes, do
of
send
it
it.
like years ago, and I kept it. I was like, someday this
great.
will be helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. Dating profiles. Tabitha is asking about balancing likability versus honesty. Any tips for someone building out the profile? You know, they want to be likable, but maybe they also want to be honest.
I think you should be yourself. I think you should always present as who you are and not, because eventually who you are is going to come out. You can't play charades for forever. I think you should be yourself and show up as who you are, and the right person will come along your way.
And some people have a hard time writing about themselves and bigging themselves up, right? So call some of your friends or some of your family who love you and like you and ask them what they love and like about you. I think sometimes we need to hear it from others. You know, how do I present? What do you like about me? And there might be things that you missed on that profile that you should add. That will take you that step beyond, like what Carolina was mentioning earlier. You know, really having something different on there. No one's dating you because you like tacos, right? So figuring out the people that light up around you, what is it about you that they love, and then finding a way to interpret that into the profile. That's my tip.
Like going beneath the surface.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And again, the purpose is to weed people out, right? If there's something on your profile that someone might not like, is that what you're looking for? You know, and that doesn't have to be a negative thing.
Yeah.
You know?
That brings the question is like, are you more interested in ticking the box of being in a relationship and having someone? Because there's an obsession with that too.
Yeah.
Or are you actually looking for somebody like who you're compatible with, who the love is real?
Yeah, and don't get me started on cuffing season.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
God.
Which is,
So there is no season.
It's commencing.
You need to be in a relationship.
defrosting.
Defrosting. So just being on your own timeline.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah,
And
not
you
being
know,
obsessed.
that takes a lot of work too, right? Therapy work, perchance, you know.
Did we mention therapy?
Because, you know, being in a relationship does feel good, and I think it does require some, you know, sitting yourself down and, you know, having a look in the mirror of, why am I going on dating apps? This is part of dating with intention. Am I genuinely looking for a connection, or do I just like the idea of having someone there? There's nothing, there's something human.
A warm body.
There's something human about the desire. Like, again, it's very romanticized. It's nice to have someone in the winter time to go do Christmassy stuff with. Like, I won't, you know, shame anyone for feeling that way, but you want to have that kind of self-awareness. You know, dating with intention means knowing that you're going into it with the right, well, intentions is the word that comes to mind, but you know, with the right, your heart's in it. You know,
100%.
It also means, and it also means you are not settling too, because you just settle for whatever.
Right.
Like, and
Nobody
it's like,
should settle.
Yeah.
We should all compromise at times.
Yeah.
But we don't have to settle.
To settle. Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Yeah. I loved hearing all your insights and tips and red flags and green flags and all the things.
But we could go on and
on.
on. There's so much more.
But we are at time.
Okay.
So thank you to everybody who joined us tonight. And for those of you watching after the fact, we are so happy. We hope that you got a lot from this. Navigating modern dating, it can be really exciting and confusing, and there can be lots of highs and lots of lows. And hopefully tonight, you know, was a chance to think about how you might move forward in your dating life, whether you're single, newly dating, married for decades. So we thank you for joining us. A huge thank you to our fabulous panelists, Carolina and Adeola. I thought this was so much fun. Thank you for everyone who participated and submitted questions. Please remember, dating is not about perfection, right? We're all on a journey. And for anyone who wants to continue exploring relationships, self-growth, navigating dating challenges, our therapy practice is here to support you. We will send out an email and give you all of our contact information if you want to continue on. Thank you thank you again for spending the evening with us. Take care, and we hope to see you at the next Tea Talks with Monique Speaks. Have a good night.
Talk.